Humanity has gone through hundreds of thousands of years of history, accumulating a wealth of knowledge and experience across many different fields through many generations. To transmit this to future generations, it is not only through oral tradition, but a better way is to record it in books. Books are the repository of knowledge for all of humanity, used by future generations to learn and improve themselves. However, in the history of mankind, there have also been mysterious and frightening books. Many inexplicable and horrific events have occurred around these books. So, what is the content of these books and why were they written? Let's explore the scariest and most mysterious books through today's video. The first and most terrifying book is called The Devil's Bible, and its Latin name is Codex Gigas, meaning giant book. In fact, the size of the book is unusually large. It is 92 centimeters tall, 50.5 centimeters wide, and about 20 centimeters thick. You won't be able to lift it as it weighs a whopping 75 kilograms. Codex Gigas has 320 pages and is made of calf skin, with 8 pages torn for unknown reasons, leaving only 312 pages. According to history, the Devil's Bible was written in the 13th century at one of the monasteries in Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic. According to legend, its author was a monk named Herman the Recluse. He committed a serious offense and was imprisoned in the dark dungeon. To avoid punishment, Herman proposed to write a book containing all the knowledge of humanity in just one night. The authorities thought this was impossible, but still allowed it. The monk Herman tried to write frantically but only managed to complete a small portion. He became so frightened that he lost his mind and began to pray for the devil's help. The devil appeared and demanded that Herman sell his soul in exchange for help. Herman agreed. The next morning, more than 300 pages of the book were completed with astonishing quality that amazed everyone who witnessed it. This giant book was named Codex Gigas. Half of the pages of the book are copies of the Old and New Testaments in Latin. The other half includes diverse content on geometry, history, medicine, detoxification, and even magic. There is a page in the book dedicated to a picture of a half-man, half-beast demon with claws and a long tongue. It is believed that Herman added the image of Satan as a sign of gratitude. However, this is just a legend, as the book was handwritten and beautifully decorated. The borders of each page were drawn quite intricately. And the handwriting indicates that the book was created by a single person. According to estimates, it would take 20 to 30 years for one person to complete this book. To this day, there is still much debate about how this book was completed. But the events surrounding it are what is truly frightening. After it was finished, the book was stored at a monastery in Bohemia, but for some reason, the monastery burned down. The book was then transferred to the Benedictine monastery in Podlazice, part of the Czech Republic. After a while, the Benedictine monastery faced financial difficulties, and the monks sold this manuscript to a monastery in Bromov to get money. Not long after it was transferred to its new home, this monastery also experienced serious financial problems. In 1594, a man responsible for protecting this manuscript transferred it to Prague, adding Codex Gigas to the treasure trove of the Habsburg Emperor Rudolf II. A few years later, Emperor Rudolf II became insane and was forced to abdicate. In the early 17th century, the 30 Years' War broke out, involving many European countries in battle. The Swedish army attacked Prague and destroyed the city. The entire treasure trove of Emperor Rudolf II, including Codex Gigas, was confiscated by the Swedish army as a war prize and transferred to the capital, Stockholm. Since then, this book has been stored in the Royal Swedish Army Library, but that period of time was not peaceful at all. In 1697, a fierce fire broke out at the Royal Palace in Stockholm, and the Royal Library suffered significant damage. To urgently save Codex Gigas from the fierce flames, people were forced to throw it out the library window. As a result, some people outside were injured. And the book was torn and damaged on some pages. Codex Gigas temporarily resided in the Royal Swedish Army Library until September 2007. After 359 years of separation, Codex Gigas returned to hometown, Prague, January 2008, and was displayed at the National Library of the Czech Republic. The second scary book is called The Satanic Bible. If there is a religion that worships Jesus Christ, there is also a religion that worships Satan. It is said that Satan originated as an angel named Lucifer. Because he opposed God, he led a heavenly army to rebel, creating a famous battle in the Bible. Later, Lucifer failed and was cast down to hell, becoming the demon Satan. The Satanic Bible is a collection of ideas that guide the followers of the Satanist religion. It was published in 1969 by an American writer named Anton LaVey. The content of the book emphasizes freedom from religious dogma, encourages exploration of oneself and one's own nature. Followers believe that God and Satan are not external entities, but rather internal personalities of each individual. Each person has both good and bad sides. The Satanic Bible includes 4 books: the Satanic Rituals, Lucifer, Chants of Belial, and Leviathan. They challenge the 10 Commandments of the Christian religion while promoting hedonism. The book Lucifer contains most of the philosophy in the Satanic Bible, with 12 chapters discussing topics such as love and hate, and sexuality. In the book Belial, LaVey also details the rituals and spells of Satanism. Today, the Satanic Bible remains a controversial work, which the Roman Catholic Church considers a demonic book and strictly forbids people from reading it. The next book is called Picatrix, which appeared in the Arab world in the 11th century, full of crude and mysterious features. In addition to academic works such as astrology and natural science in the medieval era. The book also contains magical formulas. It is believed that Picatrix was written by an Arab mathematician, astronomer, and alchemist named Abu Maslama Muhammad. When translated into Latin, the book was named Picatrix. People in ancient times believed that they could attract and direct the energy of the universe, allowing events to occur according to their will. If mastered, magic and astrology could be used to manipulate and dominate nature. The ancient book also recorded the formula for using dangerous ingredients, including poisonous drugs, which could cause people to enter into an altered state of consciousness. The book also detailed the formula for blending human blood with dangerous substances to achieve different magic results. For example, the book shows how to create a spell that can transform human shape into an animal shape. To do this, one needs to take the semen of a healthy man and put it into an eggshell with the semen of the animal they want to transform into. Then bury the egg in warm manure and leave it for 3 days. Picatrix was once considered a lascivious book of black magic in the West. Nevertheless, it was still brought back to Spain and translated during the medieval era. Next is the Grand Grimoire, a book that teaches how to summon and make a pact with demons. The time when the book was written is still unclear, possibly in the 16th or 19th century. The author of the Grand Grimoire is said to be Antonio Venetiana del Rabina. He wrote it based on the original work of King Solomon, a Jewish king who was said to be able to seal and summon demons. This book is divided into 2 parts. The first book contains instructions on how to summon a demon and how to make tools to bind the demon to the person's will. The second book is divided into 2 parts. The first part explains how to make a pact with demons, allowing a person to control their soul without creating tools as required in the first book. The second part contains simple chants and rituals that people can use after performing the rituals in the first part. The book describes some demons as well as the rituals to summon them to make a pact. It also details some spells to help with winning the lottery, talking to spirits, seducing a girl, and even making oneself invisible. Next is the Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript is a book containing a language that has never been known in human history. Using modern techniques, it is determined that it was written in the 15th century in northern Italy during the Renaissance. The manuscript did not have a name until 1912 when a Polish merchant named Wilfrid Voynich bought it in Italy and named it after himself. Today, the book remains with 240 pages, and the rest have been lost. The language in the manuscript is written from left to right, and almost every page has illustrations or diagrams. The Voynich manuscript has been studied by many professional and amateur cryptographers, including British and American codebreakers. However, to this day, no one has been successful in deciphering the messages written in the manuscript. It has become the most mysterious manuscript in the history of cryptography. Its content is about herbs, astrology, astronomy, medicine, and even mysterious drawings that cannot be explained. Although it is a handwritten manuscript, scientists affirm that there are no spelling errors or corrections in the Voynich manuscript. This indicates that the author of the book was very careful before putting pen to paper. Some people say that the Voynich manuscript is a pinnacle of encoded characters of scientific knowledge. However, others believe that it is just a prank of an extremely intelligent person, and that the content of the book is entirely meaningless and worthless. In your opinion, do you think that the Voynich manuscript is a prank of someone in later generations? Please leave your comments below. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos.